Hey everyone, welcome back to Off the Trails Outdoors. Today, I'm excited to share something that's really close to my heart, why I heat my home with wood. As we all know, heating can be one of the biggest expenses during the colder months. I made the switch to the Central Boiler Classic Edge 550 and it's been a game changer for me. Not only does it keep my home warm and cozy, but it allows me to utilize a renewable resource that's in my backyard. In this video, I'll walk you through the benefits of wood heating, like cost savings, sustainability, and the sheer comfort of a wood fire. I'll also share some tips on how to get the most out of your furnace, including the best types of wood to use and how to manage your supply efficiently. So if you're curious about making the switch or just want to learn more about the ins and outs of wood heating, stick around. Let's dive into why I heat with wood and why it might just be the right choice for you too. So one of the main reasons I chose to put an outdoor wood boiler in instead of an inside typical traditional wood burner is safety. I don't have to worry about the house catching on fire at night. This unit is about 120 feet away from the house. So if this unit would catch on fire, my house is safe. I don't have to worry while I'm sleeping at night if something's gonna happen. Is my creosote gonna build up in my flue and catch on fire? It's not happening. This unit doesn't release a lot of pollution. If you look at the top of this chimney, there's not a lot of smoke coming out. You know, once I first start the boiler up, it will be a little white smoke, but once it's burning seasoned wood, you can barely see the emissions coming out. So this unit is good for the environment. And having a high efficiency boiler is nice because if you're working outside or the kids are playing outside, they're not getting bombarded with smoke. Like I said, it's very clear when it comes out of the chimney. So I did talk a little bit about the efficiency. So this is a high efficiency boiler. So it burns twice. So when that smoke is emitted to the environment, it is pretty clear and it's safe. And with this new technology, you get to use less wood that burns at a higher efficiency. So I have more capabilities with this unit to hook multiple buildings up if I wanted to. So what I do have hooked up is I have about a 2,000 square foot house with a basement underneath. And then I also have a 48 by 36 3-stall garage that I heat all winter long. So that takes a lot of wood. Without this unit and it being high efficiency, I wouldn't be able to do that. So on this boiler, there's 3 stages. It says stage 1 primary, stage 2, and stage 3. So in stage 1, when I come out, I load the wood boiler. That's when you'll get the most smoke out of the unit. So let me show you. So this, if you see my Classic Edge burning like this, that means it's in stage 1. And what it's doing is it's trying to get that fire up to a high temperature, but it is producing some smoke. So that's, you know, comparing that smoke to a standard wood boiler or a coal burner, that's pretty darn clean. Once it clicks into stage 2 and stage 3, you'll see a big difference. Okay, now see how it went to stage 2. Let's look at the smoke. Unbelievable, look at that. That's the emissions for stage 3 burn. That's unbelievable. Okay, let's talk about the wood I use. So I burn a lot of oak, cherry, maple, and then maybe some ash here and there. But what I do is I season this at least a year in advance. This is probably a year and 6 months. So like this winter, I'll order a triaxle load in for the following wood season to get it cut up. So this sits in my 12 by 24 shed and seasons and stays dry until I'm ready to burn it. So with this unit, you're gonna have to burn seasoned wood. And if you don't, then it's gonna plug your system up. It's happened to me a few times already. So you have to make sure it's seasoned or this thing will be chock full of creosote. And I'm going to tell you something, that is the worst job in the world, to have to get into that boiler and scrape creosote for hours upon end. how you get away with that is you use this seasoned wood. I do also own a sawmill, so when I do cut, I will save those cut off pieces, those scraps, those slabs. I will cut them up and even split them and let them season as well. I don't like to use a lot of my slabs because I cut a lot of pine and hemlock, and that's a softer wood, a sappier wood, and I don't want to get this system gummed up. So if I do use those slabs, I do use some seasoned firewood with that to make sure the fire's hot enough, and then I'll burn those slabs on top. So I do use some troll ash, which this comes right from Central Boiler. I put in about a scoop every few days. So this helps that metal firebox from corroding. So I do like to use this. So I'll buy at least 1 to 2 cans of this for one season. So when this burns, all my ashes drop to the bottom. And what I'll do with that ash is I'll dump that in my garden, and that helps give it some nutrients. So reaction chamber is clean. And then what I also like to do is I have an ice scraper that I'll scrape the sides down with creosote. And you want to also scrape your door frame and outside and your door. Because this is some buildup that will happen. So I just try to make sure everything's cleaned up. So there at the very top is where you add water. I usually don't add a lot of water to this at all. To check it on this unit, you simply flick this little metal latch. Your water level comes up. I'm good. And when you turn it off, it does leak out the excess water that was in that tube. In the back here, I take the back cap off every few days. There will be some soot that you will clean out from that. With this unit, there are some chains in the back, and I try to shake these every few days now. And I gotta keep those chains loose and break off any creosote in the back. I'll just kind of pull some of this soot out. It's not much. It's early on in the season, so once this gets burning throughout the winter, it will get dirtier. So when we were building our house about 14 years ago, this was the cheapest, best form of heat in my opinion, even though there's a little bit of work to go with it. We don't have natural gas out here where we built. We did have the option for heating oil or propane, but talking to people who have propane or heating oil, it just wasn't something that I wanted to get into with the cost. I'll burn a load of firewood poles, and I usually get them delivered for around $900 to $1,000. That will pretty much heat this whole house and garage and basement for the whole season. So I do live on 20 acres here in Western Pennsylvania, so I do have some trees that I cut down as I go through the year. Things need trimmed up, so then I'll add that to the pile as well. So I do try to stay on top of things and make sure that my wood is plentiful here, especially in the dead of winter when I need it the most. So my heating bill, so I don't have a gas bill, I just have an electric bill. So on average, let's say a summer day compared to a winter day is about the same, because summer I'm using electricity for my air conditioning, and wintertime, fall time, I'm using electricity for my wood boiler and my pumps. So I'm averaging, I'm gonna say about 250 bucks a month in electric. That's it. So, you know, in January when this runs a lot, or February, I might be hitting 350 a month, but that averages out in the months I don't use it. So I'm gonna guess right around 250 is what I'm spending. That's a heck of a lot cheaper than a gas bill. That's probably $350 to $500, and that's what it's gonna cost you to heat this with natural gas. So let's talk about burn times. How long does this burn, you know, when I fill it up? So during the dead of winter, whenever it's 10 to 25 degrees outside average, I will fill this box about 75% full. So what I'll do is every morning at 6:30 before I go to work, I'll come out here and load the fire, and then I usually get a 12-hour burn. So that's how I kind of, I do one at 6 or 7, and I do one at like 9 or 10. So if it's a warmer month like right now, I will only put about, let's say, I think I have like 8 pieces of wood in it right now. So this will burn the whole way from now, which is 9 o'clock, till 9 or 10 tonight. So that's kind of how I try to figure things. And you don't want to stock it so full and it not be able to burn out, because that's when your creosote will build up. I will say I do get better burn times when I use the majority of oak. Maple, not as much. Cherry, it's good too, but not as good as a red oak or a white oak. That's all I got for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.